Yeah, what it is. So before we start, I just want to start off by first saying that there's absolutely no gore, violence, substances, hate speech, or anything else of the nature during the commission of this video. And if you don't know, this is your man's reporting to you live from the back of the classroom, Petty Murphy, aka MAGA Boy, doing what I do best, and that is the world's most illustrious propaganda pimping. If anything you see during the course of this video resonates, by all means, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Don't know why it didn't dawn on me that my whole career I've just been the DEI hire because they needed to hire a woman.
Before I get to what I'm about.
Yeah, what's crack? You already know what it is. It's your man's Petty Murphy, aka MAGA Boy, doing what I do best, and that's the world's most illustrious propaganda pimping, right? So today's gonna be an incoherent thought of the day, and uno momento. Now just walk with me because this might get a little lengthy, but there's a point to all this. I always talk about how they be using and abusing certain groups, demographics of the population to get their point across, right? And I talk a lot about word etymology, right? If you are a divinely conscious sovereign being, the whole purpose of your creation is to walk a path of righteousness, right? But what do we say when things go wrong? They always go left. So now we're going to apply that to reality. You have the right and you have the left. Yes, opposite sides or opposite wings of the same bird, right? But then when you get past all the lip service and you look at the fruits of the labor, pay attention to what policies each extension is actually pushing and what those policies actually are doing to society, right? And then you start to see one common thing. Most of the things that go against the basic laws of most of the things that go against the universal laws of basic nature come from the left. This is why shit's going wrong and everything's fucking backwards, right? But I started that off because I want to tell a story today, right? An alleged, all for entertainment purposes only story. So you see how we started, right? All right. Let's get active. Now, normally when I had this conversation with my people, I'll always send them some type of information, right? It is the same thing. Oh, that's either the Polar. That's a right-leaning news organization. So I'm gonna show what happened today. I asked Google a simple question. You always get the AI overview, and the first actual link was CNN, a left-leaning news organization, right? Liberal news media. Let's see what they have to say. Well, there you have right there. The biggest beneficiary of DEI is the same group that was the biggest beneficiary of affirmative action. Because you see, we live in a nation that is run by WASP. So what WASP means is white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. And anyone that is not a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant male is considered a minority under color of law. So that means if white men and all their great waspness are the largest demographic or majority group in this country, then by default that makes their women the number 2. But they're not considered a majority, they're considered a minority because they are women. You see what's happening here? But when you look on TV, they tell you that the number 1 benefiting group of DEI, because they always attach it to civil rights, are black and brown people. And they get your dumb ass out there to fight for the shit. But let me show you what it gets you. Right? Now this is the alleged part of the story of the DEI. The visual right here. We're gonna wait, get a good look. All right, now we're here, okay? Now let's get down to business. That there is, we're gonna call her Pennifer with a P, as in pink toes, and then Falafinaro with an F, as in failure or fuck up, right? Now, we just spoke about this shit right here, right? So now, story time. Once upon a time, there was an individual named Pennifer Falinaro, and she wanted to be a supervisor at NYU. So she applied for a supervisor position, but at the same time, this exact individual was up against another individual who was a man. But that man, under color of law, happened to be a male minority. So, under, at the time, current guidelines, what happened has happened. Now, I want to state that for the record, right? This was a supervisor position, right? Now, the individual in question, the male in question, had 10 years experience at another hospital as a director. So the individual that he interviewed with was also the current director at the location I'm speaking of, allegedly, right? Let me tell you what this bitch told this man. Well, you're clearly qualified, overqualified for the position that you're applying for, but because you have an accent, I'm worried the staff might not be able to understand you when you're given direction. So they gave it to the individual with no experience. And 3 months from there, that person went from a supervisor to a manager with no experience. Now, if that is not literally a direct result of this shit, I don't know what the fuck is. Allegedly, of course, all for entertainment purposes only. Coming to you live from the back of the classroom. And this is my incoherent thought of the day, so pay me absolutely no mind, right? Anyways, allegedly, this is the same individual that doesn't follow corporation protocol, doesn't follow state law or federal guidelines, and does whatever the fuck she wants to do. And then her handler, Nunu, and her counterpart, the other Wonder Twin, Senor Salvatore, they act like they don't see shit. And every time I question them, because they always try to say what I'm not doing, and to create false narratives, and then when I pull a fucking card, they sit there in utter fucking silence. You've seen the videos before. This ain't nothing new. But this is what this type of thinking got us. This is what we out there fighting for. It's like we was out there fighting for fucking foreign national illegals who in New York City were setting women on fire on the trains, who was beating up police officers in the street. And if you understand international law, right? When NATO gets involved, when foreign nationals, whether they're in another country legally or illegally, they have certain international rights. And that's why, if you notice, right, when we even talk back to the police, face down, nigga. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Die, nigga. Right? Unarmed. But these motherfuckers is shooting motherfuckers in Times Square, getting all free handouts, robbing the shit blind, setting motherfucking American women on fire on New York City subway. You know how many teenage girls, and one as young as 5 years old in Long Island over the summer, violated? And AOC and all of the left voted against automatic deportation for any illegal charged or convicted of sexual assault. Thank you, AOC. Thank you, Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams. So when people be like, yo, why do you say this shit? Because I had to fucking live through this shit. And the most of the people that I see talking the most shit look like me, but live in a fucking red state and they got to deal with this shit. So until you walk a fucking inch in our shoes, I would highly suggest that all of y'all kindly shut the fuck up, okay? Because you look wild out here fighting for shit that goes against your own best interest. It literally was designed to destroy you. Because if you look up the least benefiting group of these things that y'all are fighting for, guess who it is? It is the melanated American woman, aka the black woman, aka the African American woman. It's the least benefiting group of DEI. So this shit was never made for us. And just like they do with everything else with food stamps, all that shit, they put us on TV as the face of it to push the agenda. So motherfuckers be like, oh, they're robbing it. You get blamed for it. Not knowing that Karen in the back is the one benefiting all this shit and you fucking paying for it. Dumb. But yeah, that's my incoherent thought of the day. And it's alleged, but the crazy shit is that it fucking factually happened. And I got the fucking audio, video footage to fucking prove it. And I wish one of them lying ass bitches would come out and say I'm fucking lying about it. I'm waiting for them to so I can really get busy and just start putting all this shit online. Because until I get resolution, and until they stop the behavior, which they're not stopping it, I'm documenting every day. Gallinaro, Nunu, and Salvatore. I'm on your ass. And I'm going to stay in your shit as long as you continue to fuck with me, lie on my name, violate and disrespect me or anyone else in the fucking department. Because if I see it, you best to believe I'm fucking documenting it, and you're gonna fucking end up paying what the fuck you owe. You may get away with it. You've been getting away with it for years, and you may get away with it for a couple more years. But the longer you get away with it, the more I'm documenting you fucking dummies. And y'all so wild because I've recorded everything. So from start to finish, the very first recording, I outright say, you know, New York is a one-party state. And Fifi goes, what's that mean? You got a doctorate, man. Go fucking look it up. And here I am by myself, rolling solo, going up against two institutions, because 1199 and Campo Santo, Stacey Gray ain't doing their fucking jobs either. And I got an open case on their ass, and I got documentation. The same shit I got on these fucks at NYU, I got on them motherfuckers over there too. So y'all don't like it, then you know what? Take me to court for defamation so that I can get my opportunity to just skip. Here you go, Your Honor. Stop. But we all know that in this reality, even though they try to use fiction to control us, it's about facts over fiction now. And I got facts. So y'all continue to push your fiction, right? But everybody else out there paying attention, understand what's really going on. And understand how in the fuck you're being used. Because I asked my coworker today, you know what he told me? Oh yeah, no, it was designed for people of color and people with disabilities. Because let me tell you something, right? When a motherfucker put on a shiny suit, men and women get up there and will tell the biggest fucking lies. But the numbers, though they can be manipulated, the numbers don't lie. And that's fact. So,
Say, I want the original poster to know.
tell them
And I
again.
don't know why it didn't dawn on me that my whole career, I've just been the DEI hire because they needed to hire a woman. And I don't know why it didn't dawn on me that my whole career, I've just been the DEI hire because they needed to.
And I bet you any amount of money, right? I bet you this one's whole career, it never dawned on her that she was a DEI hire and that someone with 10 years experience doing a job 3 levels above what he actually applied for didn't get the job because even though he's fluent in multiple languages, his English accent may have hampered him from communicating. Now, we've all been communicating with this individual for years and continue to communicate with him with no fucking problem. Yet, Nunu and crew, the Triune, thought that it would be okay to, one, say this shit to this man's face. And then after that, people walked out the office and was laughing and joking about the shit with the staff. That's how the fuck we all found out. You reckless bitch. So yeah, you want to play stupid, I'm going to play stupid with you. And I'm going to act indignant and ignorant as a motherfucker while I do it. Because I ain't breaking no laws. And all I'm doing is exposing the demons. I see you, devils. And I'm going to continue to expose you. And I'm not going to stop until either you, all of you that are included in this, willingly pack the fuck up, pack out, get the fuck out, or someone removes you. Because remember, right? Never mind, I'm going to just start putting up more little snippets of my reality. Since y'all like to say, oh, he's so disrespectful, he doesn't do his job. Gotcha, bitch! Allegedly, of course. See, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all keep your eyes to the stars, keep your head on the swivel. Remember, real eyes, transparency forces accountability. And you hold the power. Don't be scared of these motherfuckers. Don't be intimidated. Stand on your square and let them know what it is. And they're gonna do one or two things. They're either gonna come for you because you told them the fucking truth, or they're gonna tighten up. You just make sure that you know the laws of the land so that you can insulate and protect yourself from their fuckery and their bullshit. Ain't that right, Nunu? Because every time one of y'all go, I don't consent to being recorded, bitch, I don't give a fuck. The law says I ain't gotta tell you shit. I ain't gotta ask you, you fucking dummy. Stop looking at TV and repeating the shit that you hear on the television shows, you fucking LA law freaks. And go pick up a fucking book and see what the law says. And now you can kiss my black ass all the way to hell. Fuck you and fuck what you fell out of. Yes. And I mean it. Have a great day. Yep. To add one more thing before I get out of here, right? It started off as affirmative action. Then when they realized that the number one benefactor of affirmative action was not actually minorities, but the majority's wives, sisters, mothers, daughters, they said, oh, we got to get rid of this because it's not fair to the minorities. So they repackaged it, and they added the alphabet code, and they came back with diversity, equity, and inclusion. And they said, yeah, be happy, darkies, because we're going to help you again. Except this time, all the white men that can't measure up to the rest of the men in society, no matter what color they are, a lot of them just put on dresses and said, fuck it. I'm gonna box women. I'm gonna swim against women. I'm gonna play sports against women so I can be a fucking winner. Yeah. And y'all mad about that shit. Because let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck if it's government sanctioned or not. A motherfucking man getting in any type of anything in a physical sport with my daughter, I'm gonna beat the brakes off you. I don't give a fuck you got a dress on or not. You put your hands on one of my babies, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see my son.